Welcome in to the Subconscious Mind Mastery Podcast. Thomas Miller, thank you so much for joining us. I am looking forward to, over the next months probably, unpacking the last year in my life. So much happened, and I have been having to withhold some of the stories for personal reasons. Pretty uncharacteristic for me, but if you understood the full situation, you would fully support that. However, around the edges, I'm going to start to kind of pull the mask back, and there have been just so many lessons learned over this past, year and a half, really. And I think not only from a manifesting perspective, which that was part of it, but also from just a soul growth. We are here to grow. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We are not, human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And this fully is placed under the spiritual being having a human experience part. We're here to grow, and it's all about the journey. When I was out there in California, I wasn't terribly far from Palm Springs and Palm Desert, which happens to be the home of Catherine Ponder. And yes, she is still alive in her upper 90s. If you do a Google search, you'll find her birthday to be February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1927. So that would put her having turned 98 earlier this year. We're recording here in 2025, for those of you listening in 2032. But what an amazing soul she is still, and she's still putting out her newsletter, and you can subscribe to it. You go to her website and just look it up, and there's a way to opt in. But it's not an email. You get a letter. For those of you in your 20s, that's how we used to do it. So if you want to see a little old school, subscribe to Catherine Ponder's newsletter. It's great. But she came out this week with things that these are all just little excerpts from her books. I think somebody writes kind of a fresh summary of these points, but they are all things that she has taught. But I just love the reminders along the way, and that's why I thought I would read this newsletter that I got here recently in the summer of 2025. And she is talking here about affirmations. So she says, this is how it begins, your spoken word gathers abundance. A special message from Catherine Ponder. That's the headline. She says, start by making a clear list of your desires, then visualizing them. This process begins to create your good on the invisible energetic plane. You are gathering the universal substance, the gold dust, into form. You are preparing it to manifest. But it's through speaking prosperity into existence that you activate that invisible substance, shape it into results, and then bring it into your visible world. Interestingly, the words utter, U-T-T-E-R, and outer share a root. What you utter becomes your outer experience. It's been said that speaking words of prosperity can accelerate results as much as 80%. I believe that. A businessman had been out of work 4 years. At 55, he was repeatedly told he was too old to be hired again. Despite studying metaphysics for 30 years, he struggled to apply it to his job search. When asked about the affirmations he was using, he said, I've been reading inspirational books and attending church, but I haven't been using any specific affirmations. He was reminded that for every 15 minutes of inspirational study, he should dedicate at least 5 minutes to speaking affirmations aloud. He took that advice to heart and began declaring daily, I am a divine idea in the mind of God, and I am now guided into my true place with the right people in the right prosperity. Well, it wasn't long before one of the jobs he applied for came through. He was hired as the manager of a large company. Later, he wrote, I can confirm that spoken affirmations get results. When I was out of work and deep in debt, and simply reading books wasn't helping, speaking words of prosperity turned everything around. Reading about prosperity is a great start, but it's not enough. The real power comes from the spoken word. For every 15 minutes of reading or study, spend at least 5 minutes speaking clear, powerful affirmations that describe the good you want to experience. Thinking about your desire plants the seed, but speaking them is what causes them to grow. So speak words of abundance every day for yourself and for others. I can't wait to hear the wonderful things that start showing up in your life as you speak your abundance into being. And here's an affirmation. I now move forward into my expanded good, divinely directed and lavishly prospered. All things conform to the right thing for me now, quickly, easily, and in peace. And I have no further words to add to that. Let's just get busy practicing what she was saying. Best thing to do would be to start to write out some affirmations, and then you can speak them out loud into a mirror, into a memo recorder on your phone, to your partner, to a friend, and just through the day. What a powerful tool this is. And I'm just amazed that Catherine Ponder's office and Burt Goldman's house were less than 2 miles apart. Boy, what a power line that was. Right there in the desert. I'm going to keep this one short so we can do our homework. I hope it works for you. And if it does, share some of your stories. Spreading your success around will help others. Thank you so much for listening. More to come. More to come. I'm Thomas Miller with a great affirmation. Enjoy the journey. I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening and watching.